Well, welcome, Magic. Is there a different name that you'd like to go by during this, or Magic?
Uh, all of my nicknames are something to do with magic, so it seems pretty appropriate. If you want my real name, it is John. But
Well,
yeah,
John, Magic John. Yes, that we'll go with Magic. Thank you so
well, I
much.
like it.
Thank you so much for being here. Oh, I forgot to turn off the music
Hmm.
because I do that.
I can play in the background, right? Right.
Well, it's so good to have you here and being a part
Hmm.
of the 24-hour charity stream and being a guest world builder. But before we get into that, I'd like to know a little bit more about you and introduce yourself to everyone on the stream.
Well, I'm a recent graduate. I graduated in December from University of Mary Washington in Virginia, and this is kind of one of the projects I'm just kind of joining in during the year since I can't seem to get a job. So that's I've got
Oh,
nothing really going on.
okay. Well, wow. Hopefully, things will look better in the future. What did you graduate in?
I think it'd be better after this year. So I graduated with an English degree. I really wanted to get into editing, so it just kind of seemed the right way to bridge into it.
Well, if you have a stream that explains how I can edit my fiction better, I will be all over that. Be, uh,
It's the weirdest thing. I have a terrible time trying to edit my own work, but going to someone else's, it's so easy and clear what needs to change and what needs to improve. And I think it's like we have trouble editing our own work at times.
yeah, I could totally see that, but no, but I'm not being that silly. I'm being kind of serious because if you just took articles that World Anvil members wrote or paragraphs and you with their permission live on stream went through and
Hmm.
picked out all of their grammar errors and explained why they were grammar errors, I would watch the heck out of that because that it's learning by experience. So
Hmm.
anyway, anyone in here who would support that in the chat, please, give shout outs in there because that would be wonderful.
It would be too bad.
I'm
I'd
not but I'm
enjoy
not
that
going to tell
actually
you
because I
what you're going
like
to
I
do.
like communicating. So interesting. I like the idea. I'm looking for projects right now. Every month I start a new one. This month was NaNoWriMo. I figured that would keep me a month invested, and I finished it last night. So
Congratulations. What was your book about?
I storyboarded 5 ideas back in July or so. And the one I decided to go with, I took the idea that if you live long enough, you can eventually turn into the villain. And I wrote about 13 books worth of ideas of what would go into this series. It follows one character, and I wrote the first book out of the series just to kind of bridge into what would happen to him. And so it's his youth growing up, getting involved, hearing a prophecy, and prophecies are kind of bad in this world. And so I like the idea that those that prophesy kind of get like a little bit of a kick, almost like a narcotic addiction to prophesying, and that causes problems. And so people start not liking prophets, and it became a kind of interesting thing. And then he gets a prophecy that's given to him, and he's like, "Well, I'm not going to believe that. The prophecies are bad." And you never know exactly if it's telling you the truth or telling you what needs to happen to change it. So, not worth investing into it. But it's the prophecy that he will eventually become that villain, and so the readers will get to see that and experience that happening.
The descent into madness and his world breaking
Right.
apart. Interesting. Well,
I like that
fun.
idea.
Yeah, that is different. We've often heard of the hero's journey and
Hmm.
the Campbellian monomyth, but we don't hear enough about the villain's journey. I found a couple
Yeah.
of articles on that online, but unfortunately, we're not having enough stories watching the villain descend because not many happy endings in there.
No, but see, the fun part about of many villains is they are someone else's hero. You know, when you really
Okay.
look at a lot of villains, they are perfectly rational in their idea of this is what needs to happen. We need to change this and affect that, and all of a sudden it becomes something turned in on itself. and they are the villain to more people than the people that supported them. Um, I read something somewhere that Hitler is an example that he turned around Germany's economy and whatnot, but look at the terrible things his government and the things that he proposed became.
Well,
It's
then
just terrible out there.
let me ask you this about Darth Vader.
Right.
What, taking into consideration the three prequels, I will consider those actual movies, and then the original series, was Darth Vader then a hero?
If we're talking about how he ended, no. Just because you repent doesn't necessarily make you a hero. Just makes you realize you became wrong.
Okay, so even that becoming a Force ghost at the end was not enough to say that he was a hero at the end.
No.
Okay, interesting. Yeah, I think Sudin likes it. Anakin, an excellent example. What impact did the Jedi proscription against romance have? Well,
A
yeah,
lot of problems. If you read the books, it's even worse. There are so many people who fell away to the dark side just because, well, relationships happen. A lot of times you just can't predict what you like or what you hate. So,
all right. Okay, well, cool. Well, let's get into this. We have our
mhm.
different polls that we can build, and what kind of a prompt would you like to build today?
See, I was looking at the different palette choices that people were talking about, and I really liked a couple things. You mentioned Star Wars, and I was thinking the nanites are almost midichlorians for magic.
Yeah.
So I it was kind of a fun idea, but I think that's taken by Star Wars, so we can't use that. I didn't see anything about guilds. Did we ever solve that in the poll on your Discord?
the yeah the well, the reason why it failed, so
Mm,
it failed not even to be an addition or a failed to be a ban. So because it as a palette, I didn't include that, so it would leave it left open. And so the
okay,
we do have the guild for the custodians, but
right.
beyond that, we don't have anything. So let's start up a new organization for
Hmm.
guilds.
I do like the idea of guilds because that's kind of how I saw the Magical Technology Institute and TI eventually coming into existence is through some guild uh, conscript earlier on. So maybe a guild in the Enlightenment.
Okay, so let's. This will be an organization. This and in the Enlightenment. Okay,
I think this is a good place for it to start. You know.
and are we going to do guilds in their entirety or specific guilds?
Uh, hmm.
Because the quite actually
I don't have a specific guild ready to go.
we have four continents already.
Hmm.
So when we think about the different, would would you like to a pick a continent? We have the one, two, three, and four. Which continent would you like to define the guild structure for?
Well, what's behind door number two?
Okay, the door number two from left to right. So that's this one here. I forget the name of it because it's like a million things of world building in 24 hours. That's the continent
Hmm.
of Acera. That,
Okay,
oh, thank you, Shy Red Fox, for
perfect name.
the contribution. Holy cow, that was 1,600 bits. Thank you so
15.
much. So
Either way.
let's get back to where to go. I have too many tabs open. This is just crazy.
I'm in kind of a similar situation. I was looking into starting my January project sometime this month.
Okay, the guilds of Acera. So it's during the Enlightenment. It's on a Sarah. Oh, there we go. The
Hmm.
Guilds of Sarah. Let's.
Have we discussed how magical documents work?
Nope. So
Then I think we can use that to kind of dictate how guilds work in this continent. If you don't mind me, giving this
no,
suggestion, could magical documents gain a life of their own based off the number of people who are beholden to them? And that way, a kind of Magna Carta is established on this one continent for the guilds.
that sounds cool. So I'm looking at the category. We don't have guilds specifically. We have subtypes of guilds. Do you think that we should just call this a professional guild because that's kind of generic enough?
Yeah, yeah, I think that would work.
Oh, oh, not privateers. I tried to click and okay. So uh, now we have this. It's a magical contract.
Yes. They would be able to subcategorize what type of work they would be doing for said guild by agreeing to smaller and smaller oaths through the pages and decrees of this document. I don't have a name for it yet, but I like this idea that we could build this charter.
Now you said a series of smaller and smaller what?
Oaths and
Oaths.
sub clauses in this document.
Okay, a series of oaths and subclasses in the documents define the role of the member in the guild.
Mm-hmm. And
Now,
what kind of work they will be performing for that guild. Yeah.
now, when you said that the document is sentient, like an almost a magical artificial
It
intelligence.
becomes kind of an artificial intelligence based off how many people and their magical binding to it. And what would be really interesting is if that document could actually form an avatar representation of itself that you could then negotiate with to either leave or get finer powers.
Okay, the document becomes a magical artificial intelligence that I'm sorry, I missed that other part. It governs it.
Yes, it governs who is allowed to take what role through the document. It almost becomes kind of a counselor to the leaders of the guild.
Oh, okay. It becomes a counselor to the leaders of the guild, and I would say it probably performs um, administrative functionality.
Oh, it would, wouldn't it? Because it would know what needs to be done.
And almost a butler. It could be almost like a butler or something. What,
Yeah.
especially if it was powerful enough to have an avatar.
Hmm. I like this idea.
And see, this is why I dictate instead of type because I'm much faster talking than typing.
I don't know. I tried dictation towards the end of this month, and I found myself questioning everything I put into it more. I couldn't do it.
Okay, so lower contracts are mute, mid-level contracts have a voice, where high-level contracts have a ghostly avatar. So
Mm,
that way it becomes a sign of prestige for your guild that your contract has finally reached the level to have an avatar.
I like it.
Yeah. Oh, and S'more More says with dictation, I ramble far too much and end up producing absolute garbage after a few seconds. I will agree that my first drafts that are
Ah,
dictated are absolute garbage, but for me, I would rather have a whole lot of garbage to edit than not so much of a better quality. But that's my thought about it.
I don't know. Mine was I went back and edited when I should have just kept going if I dictated because I was like, oh no, I left something out or punctuation wasn't right, and I couldn't do that.
Oh, that is true.
Distracted myself.
That is true. All right. So, okay. So these are some okay magical contracts that bind members to it. I love this. Now, so let's talk about. Do we want to talk? What about what else would you like to talk about the guilds?
Hmm. Guilds usually have someone backing them, and they usually also feed into a newer or larger guild or membership somewhere else. So there should be a lot of communities, or not communities, oh, what is the committees? There we go. Committees that build up into the government of what's controlling this country. So I don't think a monarchy would be what is happening during this age of enlightenment in this country if we're building this.
Okay.
Just kind of doesn't make sense if all these kind of build up into it. I don't know that it would be a republic.
It could be a meritocracy.
Democracy is being tried, maybe.
Uh, looks like I'm having some buffering problems.
Oh, for me.
I think it's kind of my end.
Okay.
Let me shut down some windows. I don't have many windows that I can shut down. Okay. Discard changes. All right. So guilds have committees that uh, feed into each other that uh, heavily influence.
The political landscape.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, guilds and monarchies rarely coexist.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
This makes it so guilds are less likely to happen elsewhere, and there you could have monarchies or something in one of these ages.
Say that again.
This does allow you to have monarchies elsewhere with less guilds, so
Oh yeah.
that still leaves the world open to be explored. What is going on with this Warhammer talk in chat?
I have no idea. All right, there we go. Guilds. Okay, cool. So we have those guild committees in the political landscape. The countries with monarchies are less likely to have guilds.
Mm-hmm.
The magical contract. Anything else?
We should probably put one magical contract that owns the others. All those contracts feed into it somehow, but I don't know what it would be called.
We just call it the master contract.
That would be a good call for it. Hmm. Yeah. I don't really have anything else to go off there. I do have something for magical institutes like universities later, but I think you only want us to do one thing each.
Well, uh, we were able to crank that out in about 10 minutes, so we can do another one if you
Okay.
want. So let me get the attribution down in the bottom of this article. And all right, let's. Um, I need to find a place where I can copy and paste your name. Or how would you like to be referenced here in this article?
Here, I'll put it in chat just because I'm right there.
I would greatly appreciate it.
Yeah, there you go.
All right, let me grab that. And do you have a website or a something that we
I
can?
honestly have nothing ready to go right now. I feel
Oh,
bad. I've got nothing.
well, you know what? When you have something ready to go, send me a message uh, on Discord, and I can add something in there.
Okay.
All right, so let's publicize that, and we will save those changes. And you said an institute of learning. Is that it?
Yes. I'm currently calling it Magical Technology Institute, MTI.
Well, is this something that you want to keep for your own worlds, or is this something you're willing to contribute to
Oh,
this?
completely willing to contribute.
Okay, I because I don't want to steal any ideas that you may have. So,
Oh, I'm an idea generator. I come up with a lot of crap.
okay, so would this be another organization? I don't think.
Um, I would say this is an organization. It is a university, and I would hope it is based sometime during the meeting of scientists and wizards, because it would make sense since the idea behind this institute is to combine technology together with magic.
All right. I really need to get a better name for the dystopian calamity, but
Mm,
uh, Magical Technical Institute. Okay, the MTI. Okay,
okay.
so which
So I have
country?
two options. Oh, which
Well,
country? I did not think of the country.
which of the
What was
four?
number four?
Okay, we'll put it in country number four, which is of Years. So this will be the Magical Technical Institute of Years.
Okay. Now I have two options for how I want to start this college. I'll leave it to you which one you'd rather.
Okay.
Borrowing from the idea that dragons exist and they kind of hoard something, I have two options for dragons. One either hoards money and has decided to bankroll a college to gather money from people who attend through fees and alumni whatnots, right?
Uh huh.
Or the second one, there is a dragon that prizes knowledge and started a library that kind of built a university around itself and ask that alumni donate books or writings to them.
A a dragon horde of books. That is,
So, which would you rather?
huh. Well, this okay. We so let me go back to the palette. Let's take a quick look at that because we do have legendary creatures and we do have dragons that are in this. Okay, some collect gold, some collect books. So this would dictate that dragons actually exist through the entire history of the world and is not just something that ends in the dark ages or something like that. Dragons are a current actual thing in the in
I
throughout the history of the world.
I would point out your dragons are not a subcategory to legendary creatures. They might be
Correct.
relatively new.
Okay, how?
Um, Perhaps a mutation in magic caused new creatures and species to form, and dragons are just kind of a recent invention. Well, not invention, a recent evolution.
I can go for that. I will. Yeah, it's just all right. Um, I would almost create a whole new era for that. In all honesty, right before the um, the dys, the dystopian, it could be the
Hmm.
golden age of magic. The
Oh,
age of
I like it.
dragons would be as opposed to a calamity that's going down that they went too far. This would be
Hmm.
the it would be a dragon. It would be an age of.
Someone
I
has asked for kaiju era.
I don't know. Okay, I'm not sure what a kaiju is.
Godzilla.
Oh, okay. So let's have a light era here, and we'll have. Should we uh, is draconic age to derivative because everything? I mean, or
I think Draconic Age comes pretty close to the Dragon Age series.
yeah, I worry about that. Or they could be called. They could be dragons just with a slightly different name.
Why not call it the Evolution of Magic era
Okay.
or Magical Evolution, where magic starts to shape the world around us at this point?
Okay. Okay, the combination of magic and technology brought on by a new species, the dragon, ushers in a
Mm,
new age of enlightenment and sociological enhancement.
I like it.
Okay, that's going to be fun. Okay, I'll deal with the link a little bit later on that, so that uh, you just yeah keep that going. But I do like that. Okay, so now I can't. I actually need to have that. Do I? So we'll get rid of this era link. Era. We'll just call it dragons for short. Okay. All right. So with that, we could either do the Okay, let's put this to a vote. Whether they hoarded gold to fund the universities or they created libraries that a university then built around. Because I really could go either way with that, but I think that would be something fun to put for a vote.
That would be. It is a
Okay,
fun idea. That's why I couldn't decide between the two. It's like, oh, that's kind of fun.
okay, Dragon Gold funds a uni or uh, library hoard builds uni. All right, there we go. We will start, and we'll put that. Let's put that as a 5 minute poll. We'll start that. There are the two options. If some dinosaurs can evolve into creatures we have today, then I don't see why later evolution can create dragons again. I would agree with that DM stretch, except that we don't have millions of years in here. All right, so there is the vote. So let's get out there and vote early and vote often and make sure that, let's see, how are the dragons funding the university? Or what is the foundation? Okay, so um, universities um, founded by dragons. ushers in a new age of magical and technological, a new age of magical and technological enhancements, uh, leaps forward in um, affecting the world's countries and populations. Okay, and so this would be, uh, we have the dragons, we have the country, and now, so anything specific about this magical technic MTI than others?
I would like to see that this university then feeds into a kind of magical Silicon Valley in the area, and maybe some other universities can spring up from other people that would feed into that. But that's all I have right now. In fact, you could have another of the universities be somehow involved with the I think it's Golemancy, the
Yeah.
necromancy and techno. Yeah,
Well,
the cause of the collapse could come from this valley at this point.
because yeah, the thing about Golomancy, it is looked down upon.
Spelicon Valley,
Spelicon
yes.
Valley.
I love it.
Oh, are created Spelicon. Oh, that is awesome.
That's a good name.
Oh, why Valley? Spelicon. That is yoink.
Yep. Hope you didn't mind adding that to our list.
Yeah. I just, what does yoink mean? That isn't that meaning like taking it?
Yeah, it's the
Okay.
action of taking. It's I think an onomatopoeia from comic books.
Oh, okay. Well, it's here now.
Yep. Too late.
Spelicon Valley. Awesome. All right, let's put um okay, let's all right, so these are some awesome ideas uh that will definitely feed into other things, which will is just awesome. And so we got another thing here. Now, where I need to go back and copy your name out. Where did I put it? There we go.
I can always rewrite it.
Yeah, that's true. Can you paste it in there again, please? And
We should add pundits.
oh yeah, all right. The happy book writer. I want to give you special pun credits. All right, and that is the happy book writer. So the happy book writer, if you would like to have your link to your Twitch channel or your something, please DM me over on Discord, and I can get that added there. So let me go back to here. All right, Magic John, thank you so much for being here. Is there anything that you would like to share or contribute before we say end
Uh,
this?
yeah, sure. I have been doing a different project every month, basically since March when Corona became a thing here in America. And for January, if I still have nothing else going on, I plan to start a Twitch stream for the month, where I'm going to be running a campaign for 4 different groups to kind of experience for Pathfinder at some point. That's what I hope to do.
Wonderful. All right, so make sure that you come back. Let me know what your Twitch channel is. I'll be able to add that here. And uh,
It's this name, Magic Beyond Your Ken. That's
oh, do you
it's really
already
all I've got going for right now.
you? So you already
Hmm.
have your Twitch channel?
Yeah, it is this one. I kind of use it to go around looking at other streams for right now,
Okay.
kind of seeing what's going on.
Well, yeah. Just can you send me that link then, and I'll just put it
Oh,
in right now.
yeah. Let's see here. I'm sure I can get that easily. Oop. And there we go.
Come on. Come on. Then let's put that link there and all right.
Hmm.
There we go. So thank you so much for coming on and participating in that. This has been a lot of fun, and I really appreciate that. Uh, Double contribution of some really interesting ideas that we'll be able to play with in the time
Hmm.
coming forward. Okay, so with that, I'm gonna thank you, and I'll catch you later. All right.
All right.
All right.
See you around.
See you. Bye.